Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. We're at this cute little lake right outside of Roswell, New Mexico. I've got my alien glow-in-the-dark bracelet on, and I'm ready for a 5-Sip Friday.
That was a whole lot of stuff. Julie's ready to sip, and so am I. What a long day we've had. What a beautiful setting we are in. We learned all about aliens and UFO crashes and sightings and abductions and everything else. And now it's time for some whiskey, courtesy of our very good friend, Teresa Martinez.
Thanks, Teresa.
If it's your first time joining us for 5-Sip Friday, we go to a beautiful place. We nose the glass, take 5 sips, try and figure out what in the heck we're drinking, say whether or not we like it. Ultimately, it's revealed, and ultimately, I am ready to sip this whiskey today. Let's get onto the nose. It's distinctive. It's hard to put a finger on it. There's definitely a tobacco presence here.
And I'm getting a little baking cinnamon, maybe a little bit of apple. It seems to be a trend this season.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is Amberana, but it's not intense the way some of them are, and most of them are.
Yeah, I was mildly thinking that, but last week's wasn't. The weeks before was. It is a trend that I want to tell the distilleries to stop doing.
Or at least just take it real easy on. But the nose on this is very pleasant compared to a
it.
lot of them that we have experienced. What do you say? Are you ready to sip it?
Yeah. Let's start the weekend.
Cheers.
Ooh, she's a proofy lady.
Ooh, is that spicy?
Ooh, there's really nice tobacco on the finish. A little bit of leather, a little bit of tobacco. I'm going to say, not finishing on Verona, thank goodness.
The spice is lingering. Wow, it's dry. It's making my mouth water. There is some real dry oak presence there. I love the bird call we're hearing right now. It's a black bird with orange on it. It's not an oriole, I don't think, but I'm loving it. If you hear it and you know what it is, let us know.
And I'm going back to the flavors. There it is. I'm going back to the flavors and coffee as well. So I'm getting, for whatever reason, this finish is really hitting the mark for me. So I've got a little bit of leather, a little bit of tobacco, and it's more of a coffee, like a creamy coffee. So almost like a latte.
And a black currant as well, a dark fruit. Like not quite a berry. You ready for sip 2?
Well,
I'm just going to keep talking every time you raise the glass to your lips
know.
because I'm just being a pest today. Sip number 2.
There's something cidery about this as well.
Apple is present, yeah. Huh.
I am a bit perplexed on what type of whiskey this is.
I think it's a bourbon or a rye. I'd be surprised if it's an American whiskey or a single malt or something from a different country. This hits me like a bourbon or a rye.
Yep.
The spice of it makes me think rye, but there's no citrus zest there. It's not really a rye grain spice. I think that this is a bourbon personally, but I could be talked out of that pretty easily, I think.
So ironically, I almost have a guess already.
Ironically and almost? Does that mean you're ready?
Well, if it was a 2-Sip Friday, then I would go for something. It reminds me of something we had in the Advent tournament.
Really?
And so I may just go out on a limb and just throw a distillery out there just for the heck of it.
I love it.
But I need 3 more sips. Also, I want to put out for the record that the bottle that I'm thinking of, or the brand that I'm thinking of, could be the wrong one. When I tell you what I'm thinking, you could be like, that's not the bottle that you think that is.
It's possible. Let's give some more tasting notes. There's a dough here. A very uncooked breadiness.
Cinnamon roll dough.
Yeah.
Like before you cook it.
And a little hint of bitterness on the finish. Maybe indicating well-aged, maybe not. The notes I'm getting, I generally get from maybe hotter climates where you don't age things as long. That's where I'm at right now, but I don't have any idea what this is.
So you're thinking more like a Texas or Nevada, something along those lines.
I'm leaning heavily toward Nevada at this point.
All right, sip 4. Wow, that bacon spice is really coming through now.
It's intense,
all
isn't
of a sudden. And now I just start thinking about the
Interesting.
proof too.
Yeah. This is an interesting whiskey.
It's chewy. It's bready.
Would you sit down and share this with a friend? Is this something you would sip on a daily basis, do you think?
It's not a daily drinker in my opinion, but I do think there's something unique about this.
Yeah.
So if somebody who wants to be more adventurous and drink something a little bit less mainstream, a little bit more spicy, a little bit more different, I guess.
Sure.
This I think this is delicious. I actually
Yeah.
really like this. I don't know if I'd have more than one glass in a sitting, but I like this for just an occasion sitting around. It's not something you're going to drink really fast.
Right, yeah, it has a powerful sweetness that is then hammered down by a powerful spice, and it's actually starting to give me a little bit of indigestion.
Yeah.
I don't like indigestion, but I don't dislike that flavor profile of really powerful, big flavor notes. As far as distilleries go, I think this might be one worth checking out what all they have going on, because I think this is pretty good whiskey.
Sip 5?
Sip 5.
I'm getting a bit of a pepper note on this as well.
Yes.
There's just a lot going on.
Yeah, that spice has become less cinnamon, more black pepper.
Yeah, I definitely, going back to your previous question, I definitely couldn't have multiple glasses of this, or at least not to start.
Yeah, I don't want a lot of this.
Yeah, but I do like the flavors it's presenting. It's interesting, it's different. It doesn't strike me as a mainstream, you're going for a bourbon, this is not the one that you're going to drink.
Yeah.
But overall, I like it.
Now we're going to take a second, collect our thoughts, and we'll let you know what we think this is, and then we'll see how far off we are.
Probably pretty far. So I have no idea if the cafe au lait taste that I got during the Advent tournament is this brand, but I'm going to go Lucky 7.
Oh my goodness. Wow, you're way out there, huh?
Way out there. And I think they're MGP. I do think this is MGP. So I'm going to go MGP. I'm going to go 105.5. I feel like there's a nice proof point here. It's not super warm. I kind of wanted to go 107.
Did you say 105.5?
Yeah, I want to do
So
some dots.
specific today. Wow.
I want to be specific. So we've got bourbon, which I didn't say. So bourbon, Lucky 7, MGP, 105.5. If it's 107, you're going to give it to me. And I think that is where I'm going to stay. What about you?
Wow.
That's random, right?
You had some specifics
I
in
know,
there.
I did good today.
I'm not happy with my guess here. I'm going to say it's a craft distillery. I just think these flavors are so unusual, and there's so many of them. It's really hard to pin down. So I'm going to go craft. I'm going to say it's something on the young side. And I like your guess of just over 100 proof. This is pretty spicy, and I wonder if that's messing with it. But I'm going to go 111 today on proof. I do think that this is a bourbon, and I think that's all I'm going to go with. But this doesn't taste like an east of the Rockies sort of whiskey to me. So let's say Breckenridge, let's say 111 proof, let's say bourbon, and that's all you're getting out of me today.
We're kind of on the same page. I mean, not really, but...
Well, let's find out, what did Teresa send us? Rip into that envelope, and let's find out how wrong we are.
Thanks again, Teresa. All right. Well, there's a lot going on this. Cheers to start.
Cheers.
Old Potrero, San Francisco.
That is a Western brand there. How about that?
It is 100% malted rye.
Not a bourbon.
So not
folks.
a bourbon today.
Wow.
It is 24-month air-dried, extra fine grain, toasted new American oak, non-chill filtered, single barrel select. It is 8 years, 1 month, 132.54 proof. And it is 100% pot distilled rye.
This is a crazy whiskey.
Proof.
Okay, so 132 proof, rye, 8 years aged. Let's count the ways we were wrong. Rye, not bourbon.
Nope.
132 proof. We weren't
Holy
even
smokes.
close. This did not drink that way.
No.
This is
8 years.
So the proof we were way off. The age I was way off. The type we were way off. Wow, we got shellacked on 5 Sip Friday today.
Nice job.
What an experience. Well, there you go. Old Potrero making interesting whiskey. We love a single barrel that we've never tried before, and this is a distillery that we've never tried before, even though we've seen it around. Kudos and cheers to you, San Francisco. Cheers to you, Teresa Martinez. Extremely fun sample, and from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I still do not get 132 proof.
No, maybe that first sip, but
Wow.
that's it.
Wow.
Wow, we were way off.